Hi everybody and welcome to St. George, Utah. This is Steven coming at you from behind the camera, and today we're looking at this, the 2024 Jeep Wrangler. Now this model right here is a Rubicon 4xe, and there's a whole bunch of upgrades for 2024. So I'm going to walk you through all of them right now, and then in 2 days I'm going to be able to drop a full video review including driving impressions. The driving impressions are embargoed right now, so I can't tell you how it drives, but I can show it to you. So here we go, Rubicon 4xe. Of course, 4xe means that it's a plug-in hybrid. So there's your charge port right there. And there is a new feature for 4xe this year I really like. It's called the Power Box. It actually allows you to get power out of your 4xe and plug things into it. And it doesn't just use the battery power, it will run the engine as a generator. So if you're off grid and you need power, you can now use your 4xe. Now, one of the biggest additions in my head is right up here. That's a factory integrated 8,000-pound Warn winch. So you'll see it's a steel bumper, like on all Rubicons. They put this tiny little extra cutout right there just to make sure that if this winch does flex a bit, it's not going to contact the bumper. But then I like how exposed it is. Here's your free spool handle, so really easy to get to, no problem there. And then it does use synthetic rope, and I love that it comes with this, I don't know, big nub right here, so you can sort of attach it on. Gives it a real clean look. I think a winch was probably one of, if not the most popular upgrade on a Wrangler, probably next to tires. So it makes sense that Jeep would offer it from the factory with a warranty. Now, one interesting thing for crash test safety, these cones have been added, and there's actually some metal structure in here to make sure that if you do hit somebody, you're not just running into them with that winch. There's a little bit extra crumple zone here, and that's only on the models with the winch, which is pretty cool. So as we roll around, set of BF Goodrich KO2s, all-terrain tires. You will notice, I mean, there's a lot of meaningful updates, but then a lot of things didn't change. The powertrains, the KO2s. One thing that did change, though, is right there. That's a 12.3-inch touchscreen, which is now standard on all Jeep Wranglers. And here, I'll climb in so it stops dinging at me. So there's our new 12.3-inch touchscreen. It's got just a load of information in it. They also spent a lot of time making sure it looks good even in direct sunlight, because of course we're open roof here, right folks? So you're gonna have a lot of times where you're getting sunlight right onto that screen, and it does, it seems to work. It looks real good sitting here right now. So as I go through, there's so many different settings in here, but the one I wanna show you guys is right here, Adventure Guides. So this is going to give you detailed information on a ton of off-road trails. So you can see there, it's going to look up trails close to me. Boom. Let's look at the Long Valley Trail. Oh, I don't have access to this, so this is important. There are 3,000 trails in this system, but you have to pay a $40 subscription to get them all, a yearly subscription. Right off the bat, you're only going to get 2 years, and you're only going to get 200 trails. Let's see if there's another one here. Yeah, no, see, these ones are all locked off by the membership. But just look how many trails are in here, and you can see the little ratings over here. It tells you how easy it is. It tells you whether there's scenic points, whether there's rocks and cacti and camping. So there really is so much information, and once you get out there, it'll tell you where to go. It'll tell you how to go. This is just another one of those features that's going to make off-roading a little less stressful because you have all this information preloaded right into your nav. So that's definitely a cool feature. 3,000 trails, only 2 trails in Canada right now, so Canadians don't have a lot to choose from, but Americans, you guys are going to have loads of trails to discover. Now, as we go down here, a couple other features. Of course, this is a Rubicon, so you are getting front and rear lockers, off-road plus mode, a sway bar disconnect, and your 4 auxiliary ports over there for adding whatever you want on here, lights or anything else that takes power. So, I'll open up the back door now, and the back seat has not significantly changed here in the Wrangler, but there is one thing that has changed. It's rear seat safety, thanks to these. Integrated into that roll cage pillar now is a rear side curtain airbag. I'll try to put it close enough so you can read. It says airbag on there, but that's a huge deal. Wranglers never had side curtains before. Now they get side curtains in the front and in the back, and that's just straight up going to make this vehicle a lot safer, especially for rear seat occupants. And honestly, I think we can thank the Ford Bronco for this because the Bronco brought them out first. It always had rear side curtains when it relaunched, and it kind of forced Jeep's hand to make the Wrangler that much safer. So as we get to the rear end here, I will stick my camera underneath. I'll see what we can see, because this is now a Dana full float rear axle, and that's coming on all of the Rubicon models. And what does that mean? Well, essentially what that means is that none of the torque or the torsion is being transferred to the axle shafts. The actual axle tube will take all of those forces, and that allows the axle shafts to do their job, which is turning the tires. So full float axles are important for getting larger tires. So if you do want to upsize, that's a big deal. But it also allows for more towing. The Wrangler can now tow 5,000 pounds, which the Wrangler before was limited at 3,500, and I think it's a big deal. This is an adventure vehicle. It's the kind of vehicle I see people towing with all the time, whether it's a fishing boat, a couple ATVs, a couple snowmobiles. So boosting that tow rating on a vehicle like this is a big deal, and I am gonna get a chance to tow with this thing, so make sure you watch for the main video to see actually if it's any better. So I mentioned earlier the powertrains are all the same. We still have the 4xe, we still have a 2-liter turbo, 3.6-liter naturally aspirated V6, and then you can now or still get the insane 6.4-liter Hemi V8 with 470 horsepower in that Wrangler 392. That thing is an absolute monster. So spare tires, still rear mounted. This one has the one-touch open sky roof. Another convenient feature, I love the open air aspect of the Wrangler, and being able to just touch the button literally and have it open while you're at speed is also pretty neat. So I think we're getting to the end of this one. I believe I've covered most of the significant updates that have arrived here for this new Wrangler. Now basically Jeep has told us this thing is safer than ever, it's better off-road, the angles are better, more capability. It seems like they've thought of everything. And once again, I can't comment on it right now, but come back to the channel for the full video and you'll see this thing on-road, we'll take it off-road, we'll tow a trailer, and then I'll be able to comment on how meaningful these changes actually are out there in the real world. So I said it, guys, that's it for this one. Please go below into the comments. Let me know what you think of this 2024 Jeep Wrangler. Do these changes, are they really important to you? As always, while you're down there, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join to become a member of Truck King, and then come back here to the channel real soon for the full review on the 2024 Jeep Wrangler. See ya.